On May 28, 2002, a BNSF Gold train was headed east through Texas. The train had two SD-70 Max from BNSF leading, which were 8876 and 8902. Behind them were 116 coal cars and a DPU, which was another SD-70 Max 8930. Meanwhile, in the opposite direction, a BNSF intermodal train was heading down the same set of tracks. This train consisted of two -9s on the head end, 4385 and 4566. These trains would be assigned to pass each other, with 8876 pulling into a siding, 4385 having priority in passing it, and 8876 continuing along like normal. However, this did not happen. However, the engineer had brought his phone and started using it to make phone calls. This is not allowed and is very dangerous, especially when operating a locomotive. 8876 would hit Ashtola siding, the one where it's supposed to slow down and eventually stop to let 4385 through. However, it clears Ashtola siding without making a single move, as the engineer was still on his phone. 4385's crew had no idea what was ahead of them, expecting them to pass the coal train at Ashtola siding. However, now both trains were on a collision course. 4385 expecting nothing, and now 8876's crew was confused as the engineer had finished his phone call and did not know if they had passed Ashtola siding yet. And now they did not know where they were, and so they suspected that yes, they were before Ashtola siding and they were about to go in. However, they were already past Ashtola siding, and now they were on a direct collision course with 4385. Eventually, the two trains saw each other, and it was just way too late for both of them to stop in time before the collision. The two trains collide with devastating impacts. 8876 practically throws itself into 4385, entirely tearing its cab off, destroying the front half. 4385 suffered major frame damage and was burned. 4566 did not suffer much damage, only minor damage to the radiator area. 8902 landed on its side, burning its cab and slightly damaging the border between the cab and the long hood. 4385 and 8876 were damaged beyond repair due to frame damage and burn damage and other damage. 4566 was repaired and put back into service, and 8902 was repaired and put back into service as well. Both would serve full careers and are still here to this day. Tragically, the engineer of 4385 was killed when bailing from the train. Now everyone's asking questions. Why did this happen? An investigation was launched, and it did not take long to find out that 8876's crew was at fault for this accident. The phone usage, which was on duty, was not allowed and prohibited. And the phone call lasted the entirety of the way when 8876 and the rest of its train crossed through Ashtola siding in and then out. And now when he got off the phone, the engineer did not know if he had already passed Ashtola siding or if he was about to approach Ashtola siding. Thus, he kept going, and eventually seeing 4385 headlights, they would hit the brakes and bail the train. And there was nothing else that could be done to prevent the collision. So 8876's crew was put at fault for the accident. And new safety measures have been made to prohibit phone usage on duty on a locomotive.